You won't believe this. The Landry Shamet game at Madison Square Garden. Landry Shamet turns into prime Klay Thompson and scores 36 points off the bench, leading the Knicks to victory. Welcome to Your Knicks. My name is Poppa Left. I am the host. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe so we can get this channel out to Knicks fans like you. What can I say about last night's game? It wasn't a loss, which means the Knicks season isn't over. You guys go crazy after every loss. I honestly think it's embarrassing. And last night's win somehow disregards the conversation from the Magic game, which doesn't make any sense to me either. But Landry Shamet turned into Klay Thompson, so that was fun. Last night was a fun game. Mike Brown called it a pickup game with spacing and fun for the fans, which pretty much tells me that it was not a real serious basketball game. We've seen a couple of them, seen the Nets game, seen the Grizzlies game, seen last night's game, just pace, spacing, a bunch of threes. And when the Knicks win, it's hurrah, this is great. And when the Knicks lose, it's the season's over. Maybe for once, Knicks Nation can just gather their marbles and look at the big picture, because there is a big picture. And if you think it's Landry Shamet being Klay Thompson, I have bad news for you. That's not going to happen. Why did last night happen? OG Anunoby strained his hamstring. That's the big picture. That's what happened last night. OG Anunoby strained his hamstring, which meant that Landry Shamet was in the game for a long period of time. Also, Miami was without Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. Also, the Knicks were without Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson for long stretches of the game, which meant that what was already going to be a high-paced game turned into a G League atmosphere where nobody was closing out to the three-point line. There was odd man rushes on both sides of the ball. Nobody was matching up in transition. And there was over 270 points scored in a regular season game. If you want to watch that game and make cosmic takes out of it and say this is this and we should expect that, go for it. To me, I watched last night's game, and before last night's game, I think it's organizational malpractice that the Knicks did not turn to a Tyler Kolek to see what he has. You traded 3 second-round picks for him. You entered the 2024 draft with 2 first-round picks. We left that draft with Bacome Dadier and Tyler Kolek, who cannot get on a basketball floor in their second year of NBA experience. That, I don't care if you want to blame the kids. You say they're not good, which means that our evaluation isn't good. I don't care if you want to blame Tibbs and saying like Tibbs didn't develop these guys and handed them over to Mike Brown. I don't care if you want to blame Mike Brown and say, I thought we brought Mike Brown to have a more cohesive relationship with the front office and play these young guys that help our collective, value in the CBA at the bottom of our cap sheet. I don't care who you want to blame. Leon Rose, Walt Perrin, Bacome, Mike Brown, Kolek, Diawara, McCullough, our scouting department. I don't care. That's not good. That's how I feel about last night's game. You have no Jalen Brunson, no OG Anunoby. You can't play Dadier, Diawara, or Kolek. You can't do it. Then why did you draft them? How do you expect to make this team better? Because none of you want to trade Josh Hart. None of you want to trade Mitch. None of you want to trade Deuce. So how do you expect another team to pick up the phone and make deals with us? Great. Landry Shamet had 36 points. Great. Karl Anthony Towns went off, guarded by Wiggins, Jovic, and the collective of the Miami Heat. I love to see it, but we know the offense is good. We are a small team off the bench. Josh Hart is small. Landry Shamet is small. Jordan Clarkson is small. Miles McBride is small. We need to develop a wing defender off the bench. OG Anunoby will not be here. Mitchell Robinson can only play in 3-minute stretches. We need to develop size defenders off the bench. sure we're going to get away with it. We're going to play teams that are unserious. We got the Nets on the schedule. We got the Hornets on the schedule. I'm sure we play the Wizards a couple more times. We need to develop wing defenders off the bench. Last night was a perfect opportunity to do it. Meanwhile, I'm watching the Miami Heat. They got Pelle Larsson, drafted in the same draft as Pacome Dadier and Tyler Kolek. He was the 44th pick. That's 10 picks after Kolek. That's 20 picks after Dadier. He's playing 20-plus minutes in a game. He's scoring 14 points. He's hitting corner three. Deuce is getting pulled, and he's impacting the game. Jaime Jaquez, he's a draft pick. He's impacting the game. Nikola Jovic, he's the 27th pick in a draft. He's impacting the game. Khalil Ware, he's the 18th pick in a draft. He's impacting the game. Don't tell me that the Knicks needed to play Jenga with the cat and they had to just throw away the pick on Pacome Dadier. Don't tell me that. Don't insult my intelligence. They didn't need to do that. So I don't like, great. The win was awesome. I'm not taking that away because when the Knicks lose, we can't have any conversations about what's good with this team because the season ends with every freaking loss. I get it. But if you look at the organization and there's a big blind spot, we are not developing our draft picks. We are throwing away all of our draft capital. We need some of these guys to develop and give us contributions at the bottom of our cap sheet. Or we're going to have to trade one of your favorite players. You make the pick. You decide what you're more, or this team is just perfect. And when everybody else is making moves at the deadline, we're just going to sit still and do nothing and just say we're good. If you feel that way, that's great. Also, don't tell me the Knicks are championship contenders, therefore we're not worried about developing. Tell that to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Tell that to the Denver Nuggets when they won their championship with Christian Brown. Don't insult my intelligence. We need to develop our kids, or we will pay for it. With a draft pick, by trading one of your favorite, we need to develop them. Mike Brown, I'm challenging you now. NBA Cup game, you want to make an extra Lamborghini, you want to make an extra, G-Wagon to put into your driveway, fine. I'm glad that you care about a basketball game in the regular season, guys. Bravo. But now, Knicks recap, Poppa Left version is out the door. I am triggered by Miami. Call me what you want. Call me toxic. Here I am in the flesh. I'm pissed off. Enjoy the win. Landry Shamet, 36 points. Great. He is Klay Thompson. Enjoy it. We have no wing defenders off the bench. OG Anunoby is now dealing with a hamstring. If people aren't familiar with the hamstring injury, it's a nagging injury, meaning it nags you. Ow, it hurts. Ow. I don't think you can run this hard. I am your hamstring. I might pull. That's what it's going to do to OG. So he's not going to be back for the foreseeable future. Hold him out, by the way. Don't bring him back. Develop Mohamed Diawara. Develop Pacome Dadier. Not just because, whatever. Because that is the difference. That is the margin that could help you become a championship team. Either they're good. Here's the outcomes, by the way. Either they're good and you keep them and they become a part of your system, or they're good and then you can offer them to fill in your backup point guard role. You can trade them to New Orleans for Jose Alvarado. Or you can trade them to Houston Rockets for Atari Eason, who has to get paid. Or, here's this, you play them and they stink and they have no value. Right where they are right now. No value. None. So don't tell me the Knicks just had to save cap room. Trade the picks then. Trade them before you draft them, select them, and they have no value at all. Don't tell me this stuff. Jamal Shed is playing minutes. He was drafted after Dottie and Kolek in the second round. Ajay Mitchell was drafted after them. Kaishan George was drafted after them. Terrence Shannon Jr. was drafted after them. Ryan Dunn was drafted after them. I'll take Baylor Shireman over these guys. It's frustrating. Poppa Left is here on Your Knicks. This is my debut. I'm fired up because last night's win cannot be replicated in any scenario where I can analyze this organization as a championship level organization. By the way, great action on the offense. The offense looked great. A lot of relocations, a lot of baseline movement, side to side. Shamet going baseline. Dummy Davion Mitchell doesn't know how to defend the Knicks without Jalen Brunson. He said all the wise philosophies of Nostradamus, and then when he got put in the situation, he didn't know how to guard our movement. Wow, great job. Great job. So we took it to them. We played their game and we took it to them. That's a credit to Mike Brown. That's a credit to these guys. That's a credit to the offense. I know that. Do we have anything in Diawara? Are we going to die if we play Pacome? Are we going to die? Is this franchise going to dissolve into nothingness if we play Tyler Kolek? Is he that bad? Because don't blame me. Don't blame me. Don't tell me, yo, Left, you're overrating these kids. That's the kids they drafted. Look at them. That's not good. It's not good if they're not good. You understand? Those are contracts. Don't tell me, oh, the Knicks were saving cap sheet. They paid Tyler Kolek the largest contract a second-round pick has ever gotten in the NBA's history. Don't tell me they were saving money. Stop. It's a lie. Poppa Left is on Your Knicks. They told me stop with the broadcast cadence. They told me stop. I love Knicks recap, by the way. Great interview with Mark Berman. They said, stop with the Knicks recap stuff. Be yourself. Well, here I am. Knicks win. I'm upset. I know the Knicks lost to the Magic the other night and the season ceased to exist. By the way, the Magic, who had a championship hangover, were losing to the Brooklyn Nets 98-94 with 2 minutes left. Some world beaters they are. The Knicks got to defend. The Knicks got to find a defender off the bench. They cannot throw out there Josh Hart, Shamet, McBride, and Clarkson and expect to get rebounds and expect to defend wings. They're not going to succeed over the course of playing multiple teams with multiple wings, and especially without OG Anunoby. God is helping us. God said, Jalen Brunson, roll your ankle. God said, OG Anunoby, I'm going to strain your hamstring. God is helping us. I remember when God helped Tom Thibodeau with injuries and a infectious disease that took over the entire globe and made him realize, oh, I guess Quentin Grimes is good at basketball. I guess he should play. Well, now God is here and God is helping us again. And he is telling our Knicks organization that thinks like they can just skate by the processes and do not tell me that we're too good to draft kids. Please don't. We need to draft second round picks and have them play well. Because we don't have any draft picks. So we need them to play well. So stop with the lies. Stop with the not understanding context. Wake up. This is part of championship basketball, whether you think it's insignificant or not. I'll be back at some point before next game because I need to talk about this, and I only got 15 minutes. Great win. Saves us from emotional meltdowns that have nothing to do with nothing. Please pay attention to the rest of the NBA as a whole and how this impacts the Knicks and how the Knicks are either stuck with this team if they don't improve internally. Anyways, check out my next video on the channel. Check out my old videos on the channel. This is Poppa Left. I'm the host of Your Knicks.